So most people ask, well, what is it that you're doing in your office that's helping type 2 diabetics? And the first question they always ask is, well, what's the diet, right? Like, what's the magical diet you're giving people? And I'm about to go over that in this particular video. So a lot of information here because people are always told if you're a type 2 diabetic that you have to take your medication, right? Which makes sense, right? Because that's forcing the numbers down for blood sugar. They're also telling you to watch your diet, and there's a million different options out there. And they also tell you to exercise. So I want to talk about what the diet looks like for patients who are in my office, who I'm working with one-on-one, who are just getting tremendous results, right? Like even today, as I'm filming this video, we had 3 people no longer diabetic. We have 2 of those people no longer even pre-diabetic, and they're doing it with less medications and actually getting better. So let's actually get into diet. So hang on, we have a lot of information, but I think you're really going to like it. Okay, so people are always looking at like, well, what is diet and how important is this for reversing type 2 diabetes? So I always look at diet as the foundation, right? Meaning, I've never seen it, despite all the things that are out there, someone reversing their type 2 diabetes with just diet alone. Now, just because you lower your A1C doesn't mean you reverse the disease process. And that's a big misunderstanding that people have. They're like, well, I did this diet. I'm staying away from all carbs, all sugar, everything. I'm eating cardboard all day, and my blood sugar levels are better. Yeah, of course, but that's not explaining why your blood sugar levels are high. And also, what happens when you do actually eat carbs and things like that? What happens to your blood sugar? You may not have actually fixed anything with this radical diet, right? And I see this all the time. So let's get into things that obviously are not a part of what I do, okay? So the first thing is there's no fasting. So if you're a patient in my office, you are not allowed to fast, which includes staying away from foods for an extended period of time. There's no starving, right? Patients in my office, they eat a lot of food and they're wind up still being able to lose weight and actually see a better quality of life. There's no keto, right? Which is a big fad right now. Everybody's doing keto. It's kind of like the flavor of the month sort of diet out there. And there's a lot of gurus who produce keto. And in keto, I have a whole video on this. But in keto, if you're eating McDonald's all day and then you go to keto, that's actually a good option. But in most cases, keto is not the best thing to do, especially helping blood sugar levels. No intermittent fasting, right? So that's a new thing too, where everybody's doing fasting. It's funny, in grad school, many years ago, I wound up doing fasting as well. I used to follow a guy by the name of Paul Bragg. Everybody knows about his amino acids and things like that and apple cider vinegar. But he was one of probably the founders of really making fasting a thing. And he wrote a whole book on it, which is a pretty cool book. But for a type 2 diabetic, I haven't seen that beneficial long term. If anything, I see where it actually breaks the metabolism even worse. Okay, so that is not a part of anything that any patient's supposed to be doing in my office. No smoothies, right? So there's all these things where you eat smoothies all day and things of that nature. That is certainly not an idea that I've seen work. Not being a vegan or vegetarian. So I see a lot of patients that are either vegetarian for religious purpose, or they just don't like animals, or maybe they didn't feel good off of a particular type of animal product. But vegans don't tend to balance their blood sugar level correctly. So I don't even admit them as a patient because I haven't seen them do as well as patients who aren't vegan. Okay, so that doesn't mean you eat red meat every day, but it means that you have to have some sort of animal protein: chicken, fish, lamb, turkey, beef, pork, whatever. And there's a reason for that. Okay, so anyway, not being vegan. And then lastly, nothing crazy. You don't have to eat kangaroos or pythons or anything weird, right? So most patients that they come through my office, they're shopping at a regular grocery store. That you can buy things online if need be on Amazon or what have you, but it's just a normal diet. So it's very simple, right? You eat meats, veggies, things of that nature, and it makes it really, really simple. So, the patients in my office, I guess the upper hand they have is that we're holding them accountable. We're watching the foods they're eating. But additionally to that, we actually structure it out. So diets do change as someone gets themselves better. And each person is obviously different. Some people need a different structured diet at certain points. If you're on insulin, your diet obviously looks different as well. But the point is, it's essentially a healthy diet. That's how you have to eat, right? So if you eat healthy, then you have a better chance of doing that. So anyway, I hope this answered your question, because a lot of people are like, what's the magical diet? And there is no magic. I wish I could say, yeah, there's some special like artichoke that you eat from Australia, and a cucumber that you eat from somewhere in Europe, and this is the fix all, but it really isn't, right? It takes a little bit more common sense than that. So great. So I'm glad you watched this video. If you would like more information, I even have like cookbooks and recipes and things like that on my website. But I would visit www.drjspages.com, and there's a lot of information there, and I think you'll get a lot of insight on different diets and recommendations in that sense. All right. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good rest of your day, and remember, be well, stay well. All right, take care. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you like the content, please like, share it to your friends and family members, and also subscribe to my channel so you get more content just like this. I'm also giving you a free ebook. All you have to do is just click the link below to get instant access to that. Remember, be well, stay well, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.